Okay, today we're going to talk about work-based learning and how we are doing it here in Florence One Schools, especially with our students in the South Carolina High School Employability Credential Program. So with work-based learning, our ultimate goal is we are looking to connect the classroom to the real world to build post-secondary success for all of our students. So what does that look like, and what exactly is work-based learning? Work-based learning, of course, is designed to help our students develop career awareness of various careers and then begin to explore those careers within the classroom in the school. I'm sure for most of us, our students often will tell us they're interested in pursuing employment in areas that maybe their family members work in, or maybe their friends, or something that they've seen on television. They really don't know all of the areas that they may be able to find interest in and be able to be employed in. So work-based learning will help them to expand just awareness of all the careers that are out there. It also gives them opportunities to begin practicing those skills that they've learned in the classroom, being able to make those connections and then take it out there into the real working world and world setting. It ultimately helps our students begin to work towards developing a career goal and finding that post-secondary success. So why work-based learning? What does it do for our students? How does it benefit our students? Ultimately, we want to promote that career awareness and exploration. What do I want to do after school? Our students get asked that all the time, and a lot of them, they're not sure. And a lot of that is just because they don't have a lot of awareness of what all is out there. So work-based learning helps open up the ideas of what all is out there. It encourages them to make those meaningful connections. You've learned something in the classroom, and now you're really going to apply it and be able to see it at work in the real world. Helps them build goals for themselves to help them have that success. It helps promote self-advocacy. I think that is a huge piece of work-based learning for our students. They learn something in the classroom, but then when they go out and they actually are doing it in the work-based setting, that's when they really get the opportunity to ask for assistance, or, hey, I don't understand this, can I try it again? Really helping them to feel comfortable speaking up for themselves to be able to be successful out there in the working world. Helps them gain confidence. Confidence is huge, as we know, in our students. When they feel confident, it's amazing. It's a beautiful organic thing when they develop more skills just from having confidence. Promotes independent living skills, promotes their social skills, communication. Work-based learning is huge for promoting all of those different areas that are so important for our students. Also, it helps them build those relationships and connections in the employment community. We're doing work-based learning during school, and ultimately they're making connections with those businesses that then may open up doors for them for post-secondary opportunities. So where do you do work-based learning? It can be lots of places. Number one, obviously in our school setting, we're doing some career-related activities. We're individual career planning, exploring careers online, doing those school-based enterprises that Patrick spoke about last time in our community of practice. Community settings, attending career fairs, structured career field trips. We often will take our students here in the district out to specific businesses, and they'll truly get to learn the inner workings of a particular business and all the careers within that business. Employments and businesses as a whole. So placing our students into work-based learning experiences. We've done restaurants, retail stores, animal services, office settings. We currently have some going to greenhouses, beauty salons, anywhere that our students may have an interest. Our work-based learning coordinator here is able to make connections in our community to get them out there and let them start seeing what it looks like in the setting that they think they want to pursue employment in when they finish school. So a little bit here about Florence One Schools. How do we make it work? We are very fortunate here. We've got a very large team that works together well for success for our students. Obviously, we have our Office of Transition here with myself as the coordinator and an amazing assistant. We have teachers and staff, administrators, support staff at all three of our area high schools. So our credential program is taught at all three of our high schools. In addition to, we have our Employability 3 and 4 and our elective classes available at our Advantage Academy, which is our career center here. We also have a big support from our informational technology department. We have done a lot with them over the last couple years, getting our documentation system specifically for our work-based learning hours built into a district software program. So our students can go online and document those hours. It has been wonderful in regards to keeping up with hours, compliance, having real-time data to know how our students are progressing towards that 360. Our school-based counselors are huge. We do invite them, of course, to our IEP meetings. We have them be a huge part of that. They're also doing those IGPs with our students so that we have that alignment. We also have an amazing community-based training coordinator, which is Ms. Backus here in our district. She is housed at our Advantage Academy, as well as 3 transition assistants who have their CDLs that operate through that office and work with her to take our students out to work-based learning during the school day. We obviously have a very large team, and we are very fortunate for that. That makes a huge difference for us in our district. And the other reason that I think we've had so much success in our district is we've really been able to connect to our community in lots of different ways the last few years. We've got lots of employer business contacts and liaisons throughout our community that we've been able to not only do community-based training in, but then expand it into work-based learning for our students in the Credential program. We like to laugh and say we're not afraid to ask. The worst that a business can tell us is no, that's not an opportunity. So we ask, and most often we find that once we ask and we give a little information about what work-based learning is and how it looks, they're very eager to give our students an opportunity. We've got a great relationship with our vocational rehab contacts, and they do a lot helping us build those relationships throughout our community. And then we are very fortunate here in Florence One Schools. We have a very supportive marketing department, and they have done a great job the last few years of really celebrating our students and communicating out there what all of our students in our schools are able to do with work-based learning. And that's been a great boost for us. It's really opened up businesses seeing some of that and reaching out and saying, how can we be involved? So that has been a big piece. So marketing department has really helped. So school-based enterprise, we do have it at all 3 of our high schools, as well as our Florence One Schools Advantage Academy. Over on the side of the slide, you see that winter pop-up shop. The school-based enterprise at the Advantage Academy, they do pop-up shops, and they sell all kinds of things. They've got bath and body salts, creams and lotions, scarves, tote bags, porch leaners, yard signs, Adirondack chairs. He does plants. They do a plant and garden sale in the spring, and we just had that a few weeks ago, and have wonderful attendance. They do lots of spirit wear. All of those things can be happening at our winter pop-up shop at Advantage Academy. And then all 3 of our high schools have a school-based enterprise because our employability 1 and 2 courses are taught at the home schools. And each school has their own unique school-based enterprise. Some are making keychains or lanyards. Some are doing spirit wear for games and using the heat press and the cricket machines. And that's been really neat to let each school kind of develop with the students' support and buy-in of what they want to sell. And that really has been successful for us. And of course, food. Food is always a school-based enterprise that sells well. So coffee, soda, hot dogs, chips, they do sell food items at the pop-up shop as well. All right, another way that we're working with those work-based learning hours is we've developed some innovative local board-approved electives here in our district. We not only have our employability credential courses taught at the home schools, employability 3 and 4 are taught at our Advantage Academy, which is our career building, like I mentioned. We also have their 4 innovative electives. So we have Introduction to Horticulture, Introduction to Building Construction, Introduction to Marketing and Retail, and then Introduction to Hospitality and Tourism. This has been really a neat way for our students to not only learn more about those specific career clusters, but to gain work-based learning hours within those courses. We do a lot of structured field studies. We're going out to businesses as part of those courses. And the students have really enjoyed being a part of these classes. With the marketing, we also now have the clothing closet out there near at the school where one of our teachers actually helps our students. They wash and launder the clothes, they organize the clothes, they hang them, they price them, they sell them on Tuesdays and Thursdays when that building is actually open with their pop-up shop area, and it's been great because students, staff, everyone is coming in and out of there, and it's really been a great way for our students to apply those marketing concepts from the classroom actually into a work setting. So we're very fortunate to have those electives here in our district. We do an annual transition fair. We do allow transition age students. This year we were able to bring our middle students along with our high school students. And it's a way for them to explore organizations that can support them in post-secondary settings. I think this year we had 25 or 26 tables of different resources available. Like I have listed, Voc Rehab, Disability and Special Needs, Special Olympics, Miracle League, SC Works, multiple college life programs were able to come. We have a project search table, as we do have 2 project search here in our district. Our adult education program is housed here in our building where we hold the transition fair, and they always come and do a table. PDRTA is our transportation here in our community, and they always have a table there because a lot of our students and their families utilize those services, and so it's great that they make those connections. We have the DMV there to help them know how to get an ID, as well as the South Carolina Assistive Technology Program, and every year we're expanding. It's been really nice for the students to come. They get to go through and interact with the different agencies, get information and literature to take home. And then we were able to offer an hour at the end of the transition fair where parents could come in without students there so that they could get some of the resources and ask questions that they might need of these different agencies. Job Olympics, we just held this yesterday. It's a huge event. This is our 4th year. We do this for our transition students in our high schools that are in our employability credential, as well as in our district attendance course of studies. They practice these skills all year long in their classrooms. They are then able to pick the ones they'd like to compete in, and all of our high schools come together and they compete for first, second, and third place in different skills areas. As you can see from the pictures, we've got retail, we've got mopping, we've got vet tech, computers, there's laundry, stocking the grocery shelves, we have scanning the items, but there were, I think, 26 yesterday and 110 students. It was a wonderful event. It's a great way for our students to take those skills that they've practiced all year long and come back into a fun event with students across the district and be able to shine and just showcase the progress that every one of our students are making. So that's another activity that we do that helps build some of those work-based learning hours. Our Pepsi Market, that is a market that's housed here in the McClinigan building. And it is really a neat collaboration between Florence One Schools, Pepsi, and PD Food Service. So they actually have come in and put in a mini market, for lack of a better description. It's got cold items, it's got sodas, it's got snacks. There is 1 cooler of food items that are actually made here in our PD Food Service in Florence. They actually have a culinary area. It's chicken bog, hamburgers, sandwiches, all of those things. So our students get to come out and work in the market. They work on clocking in and clocking out. They get their uniform. They find their name tag. They each have a job. Maybe one is the stopper. Maybe one is the merchandiser. One of our students may actually be checking expiration dates that day. We are working hopefully to next year to add the opportunity for online ordering for staff working here in our building, so that then we can have our students actually pull orders and be able to pull orders, fill orders, and then be able to locate that in our building and deliver those completed orders. So that has been a really neat opportunity in our districts, and our students have really enjoyed being a part of that. Our staff loves our students being there. I get asked every day, when are the students coming? What time will they be here? Because it really is a nice way for the staff to be able to come down and interact and see our students shining as they're practicing, working in that Pepsi market. And then specific work-based placements throughout our community. Again, our community-based training coordinator is housed at Advantage Academy, and she coordinates throughout our community with all different businesses to get our students placed in areas to get some of those work-based learning hours specifically in the area that they have an interest in their IGP and IEP career goal area. You can see she was able this year to get a couple of our students actually got to go to the Lucky Dog rescue and get to work with some of the animals there because their career cluster goal was aligned in vet tech services. That was a lot of fun, and they really enjoyed that. That was a new opportunity for us this year. We also have community-based training offered to all of our Florence One students here in all of our courses of study, but so our attendance-based course of study as well. And this lets them build those pre-employment skills. It's increasing relationships with our business partners. This year we have it in a restaurant as well as one of our local retail industries. So our students are going and they are sorting clothes, hanging clothes, they are tagging clothes. And at the restaurant, they've been able to fill ketchup bottles, salt and pepper, clean the guest area, fill the ice, load the cups, and even move into the dish room if they're ready for that next step. So just getting our students out and making those relationships with the businesses, I think has really helped us expand a lot of the businesses that are giving our students opportunities. As I mentioned, documenting the work-based learning hours, I know in the credential is sometimes difficult. There is that work experience log that's a great resource in the South Carolina Credential website and that TASC has on their site for us, but our district took that for us and created an IT program that we use just within our district. And this is just an example of what it looks like. Our students can only access it when they're on their district issued device in a district program. So at one of our schools, it cannot be accessed at home or outside of the school setting. That way we don't have to worry about anything being entered that's not accurate. Our teachers work with our students at the end of their class to help them with entering the dates, the times, what category they're in. And then there's actually another box that they cannot go to the next step unless they enter something in that box. And it's, what did you learn today? So the student has to actually talk a little bit about what they did so that we truly can see what kind of experience they had. And then they give us a response, how was it? Did you like it? Not so great. And there's another area that asks them for their amount of effort. So they're reflecting on that work-based learning opportunity. And then they submit it. When they submit it, it actually goes to their teacher and it sits in the unapproved area. And when she logs in each day or each week, she can see those unapproved hours and she goes back and she can approve those based on making sure all the times and hours are correct. And once the teacher approves it, it populates into their overall hours. Again, that has been wonderful for us because it has been a visual, time-stamped, computer-based opportunity for us to print reports and be able to know exactly where our students stand in work-based learning hours. It does break it up by category into all three. And that's been really nice for us to make sure that we're documenting things correctly for compliance purposes, but that we are definitely progressing our kids, through the 360 hours as needed. So where do you start if you want to build more of a work-based learning team in your district? It can be overwhelming. So I always say, just come up with a small plan, start small, maybe start with one or two businesses that you have an interest and that your students have an interest in. Make sure that if you're doing a school-based enterprise, I know Patrick had mentioned in his presentation that it's so important to get student buy-in. If the students are interested in what they're making and selling, you're going to have a lot more involvement. So getting the students to give you their input and buy-in to develop a school-based enterprise, plan career events, guest speakers, the transition fairs like we do, that really has helped us to make more relationships. And just begin networking with your businesses. Look at student career interests. What are they interested in? If 75% of your kids are showing an interest in retail or culinary or veterinary, that kind of gives you an idea of what businesses you might want to go target a little bit. And then look for those businesses that show interest. For us here, we've noticed we've had a lot of success with maybe some of our smaller local owned businesses. And as we've started with those and we've marketed with our marketing department to get out the great things we're doing with those businesses, again, it's been wonderful how other larger businesses have called and reached out to us because they see and they want to be a part of that and they want our students to be able to be involved with their companies too. So do some of those things. We're always stepping back. looking at how's it going, what are we doing well, where can we improve. I think that we're doing a lot of great things in our district. Our students are phenomenal and making great progress, but we're always trying to make sure, is there something we can do differently? Is there a new relationship we can make, so that we can continue to expand and offer more work-based learning opportunities for our students. But again, I think marketing for our department has been a huge piece this year for our district. If you have questions, if we can share anything about what we're doing and kind of help you with, why reinvent the wheel? If all of us are doing lots of great things, it's great to share and see how we can all bounce ideas. I'm happy to answer questions, talk to anyone that might want to know a little bit more about any of the things that we have happening here in Florence One Schools.
Thank you so much, Candy. I'm going to go back, actually. I want to highlight the magazine where your students were highlighted on the cover of the magazine for the work that they did with Pepsi. And so you guys can imagine having this magazine, having billboards, things where the students from the Credential program are highlighted as the workers and things, like what that will do, for the other businesses that are in the community. And I really just love the idea of, increasing the relationships with the businesses, the marketing part. I really just love all of the things that they're doing. And I mean, we say this all the time, but the proof is in the pudding. And, looking at all of the work-based learning placements that you guys have and all the things that you're doing, but instead of you and your staff going out into the community looking for those opportunities, the businesses are looking for you and the students. And so that's why at the Transition Alliance, we have built out part of our website to be specifically for employers, so they can go and look at, really what a student who's completed the employability credential, what they can do for you and your business. And so thank you so much for your time today.